Ever wondered if Canada has its own version of James Bond or the CIA? The answer is a resounding yes, and they're called the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, or CSIs for short. Forget the over-the-top movie cliches, because the reality of Canada's spy agency is far more intriguing, complex, and vital to the nation's safety than you might imagine. Today, we're going deep undercover to expose the secrets of CSIs, from its controversial birth to its high-tech operations in the modern world. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's pull back the curtain on the shadowy world of Canadian intelligence. To truly understand CSIs, we need to rewind the clock to a period of intense turmoil in Canadian history. Before CSIs existed, national security was handled by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or RCMP, specifically their Security Service Branch. For decades, they were tasked with monitoring threats, particularly during the Cold War. However, their methods became a massive public scandal. In the 1970s, it was revealed that the RCMP's security service had engaged in a series of illegal activities known as the Dirty Tricks Campaign. We're talking about barn burning, illegal wiretaps, mail tampering, and creating fake political documents, all aimed at disrupting separatist and leftist groups in Quebec. The public was shocked. How could Canada's National Police Force be involved in such unlawful acts? This led to the creation of the Macdonald Commission, a royal commission tasked with investigating the whole affair. After years of hearings and digging through secret files, their conclusion was crystal clear. Law enforcement and intelligence gathering should not be done by the same organization. The police are there to enforce existing laws, while an intelligence agency needs to operate in the shadows, gathering information on future threats, which sometimes pushes the boundaries of conventional law. So, in 1984, following the Commission's strong recommendation, the Canadian government officially created CSIs. Its mandate was specific: to investigate threats, analyze information, and report back to the government. B10, this is a crucial point, would have no powers of arrest. That job was left to the RCMP. This separation of powers was designed to prevent the abuses of the past from ever happening again. So, what exactly does CSIs do on a day-to-day basis? Their primary mission is to protect Canada and its citizens from threats to national security. This is a really broad umbrella that covers a lot of ground. Think terrorism, both domestic and international. CSI's officers work to identify individuals and groups who might be planning attacks on Canadian soil or against Canadian interests abroad. They also focus heavily on espionage and foreign interference. This means keeping an eye on other countries that might be trying to steal Canadian technology, influence our political process, or intimidate communities within Canada. It's a silent, high-stakes game of cat and mouse happening in boardrooms, university labs, and online forums. Another huge part of their job is cybersecurity. In our digital age, a significant threat comes from state-sponsored hackers and cybercriminals trying to cripple our critical infrastructure, like power grids, banking systems, and government networks. CSIs has a dedicated branch of tech experts who work around the clock to defend against these digital threats. Finally, they're involved in counterproliferation, which is the effort to stop the spread of weapons of mass destruction. This involves tracking the illegal trade of nuclear materials or chemical weapon components to ensure they don't fall into the wrong hands. It's a global effort, and CSIs works closely with allied intelligence agencies all over the world. Now for the question everyone asks: what's it like to be a CSI's officer? The job is probably very different from what you see in the movies. The most common role at CSIs is an intelligence officer. These aren't gun-toting action heroes. They are masters of communication and human psychology. Their main job is to collect human intelligence, or HUMINT. It could be a scientist with knowledge of a foreign weapons program, or a community member who has noticed suspicious activity. This requires immense patience, discretion, and the ability to build trust with people from all walks of life. An intelligence officer might spend months or even years developing a single source. It's a job that demands a deep understanding of different cultures, languages, and political contexts. A lot of their work is analysis. CSIs is flooded with raw data every single day from surveillance, informants, open sources like the internet, and intelligence shared by allies. It's the job of analysts to piece it all together like a giant, ever-changing puzzle. They look for patterns, connect the dots, and produce intelligence reports that are clear, concise, and actionable for government decision-makers. They are the brains behind the operation, turning noise into meaning. And of course, there are surveillance teams, language specialists, technical experts, and many other roles that support these core functions. It's a massive team effort. But the work of CSIs hasn't been without controversy. From the very beginning, the agency has been under intense scrutiny from civil liberties groups and the public. A major point of contention has always been the balance between security and privacy. How far can a secret agency go to protect us before it starts infringing on the rights of ordinary, innocent citizens? The case of Mar in the early 2000s is a stark example. RR, a Canadian citizen, was detained in New York based on inaccurate information supplied by CSIs to American authorities. He was then deported to Syria, where he was imprisoned and tortured for a year before being cleared of any wrongdoing. The subsequent inquiry found that CSIs had played a key role in this terrible injustice, leading to a formal apology from the Canadian government and major changes in how CSI shares information with foreign partners. More recently, CSIs has faced criticism over its surveillance powers. In the digital age, the agency can collect vast amounts of metadata, information about who is communicating with whom, when, and for how long. While CSIs argues this is essential for identifying threat networks, privacy advocates worry about the potential for mass surveillance of innocent Canadians. The laws governing CSI's powers are constantly being debated and updated in Parliament, trying to find that difficult balance between giving the agency the tools it needs to do its job and ensuring there's strong oversight to protect our fundamental freedoms. So how do we make sure a powerful secret organization like CSI doesn't go off the rails? Canada has a multi-layered system of oversight. First, there's the Minister of Public Safety, a cabinet member who is politically accountable for the agency's actions. CSIs needs the minister's approval for certain operations. Then there's the judicial oversight. For any intrusive surveillance methods, like wiretaps, CSIs must obtain a warrant from a federal court judge, proving that the surveillance is necessary and justified. This is a critical check on their power. On top of that, there are two key review bodies. The National Security and Intelligence Review Agency, or NSIRA, is an independent, external watchdog. Its job is to review all of CSIS's activities to make sure they are lawful, reasonable, and necessary. They have access to all of CSIS's files and can investigate public complaints. The other body is the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, made up of members of Parliament and senators from different political parties who have top-secret security clearance. They review the entire national security framework, including CSIs, to ensure democratic accountability. While no system is perfect, this web of oversight is designed to keep Canada's spies in check. Looking to the future, the challenges facing CSIs are more complex than ever. The lines between domestic and foreign threats are blurring. Disinformation campaigns, fueled by social media, can now destabilize a country without a single shot being fired. Foreign states are becoming more aggressive in their attempts to interfere in Canadian affairs, targeting our economy, our democracy, and our communities. The rise of ideologically motivated violent extremism from all sides of the political spectrum presents a new and unpredictable threat that is often decentralized and difficult to track. CSIs has to adapt constantly, recruiting officers with new skills in data science, artificial intelligence, and cyber warfare, all while operating under the watchful eye of the public and its oversight bodies. The world of the Canadian Security Intelligence Service is one of secrets, shadows, and incredibly high stakes. It was born from scandal, with a mission to protect Canada from a constantly evolving array of threats. From counterterrorism to cybersecurity, its officers and analysts work silently behind the scenes. The agency's journey has been marked by both crucial successes and profound failures, sparking an ongoing national conversation about the price of security in a free and democratic society. It's a complex, fascinating, and vital part of Canada's national fabric. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into CSI. If you found this interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the hidden parts of our world. Let me know in the comments what other secretive organizations or topics you'd like me to cover next. Stay curious and see you in the next video.